I just woke up, and as most of my videos are, I say that because most of the time, for some reason, a part of me decides to start filming as soon as I wake up. This is literally the first time I've talked today, so yay! Obviously, you know why you are on this video, or why you clicked on this video. You want to see me do a 24-hour reading challenge, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get ready real quick, wash my face, all that stuff, and we're gonna get going. So I'll show you the books that I'm gonna be reading or plan on reading in the 24-hour reading challenge. Also, it's gonna be broken up across 2 days because I found out that well, one, I know that I won't survive if I don't sleep, and two, I found out that tomorrow I'm going to the beach with my family. Spontaneity. So we're gonna try our best to read for those rest of those hours that I don't finish today, tomorrow at a beach. Let's find out. Find out with me. Find out if I can do this, if I can also complete a 24-hour reading challenge while on vacation. So let me show you what books I'm gonna read these hours over in this video. That's better. I have some options. Okay, first things first, I have my Bible, which I'm gonna count my reading time, devotional time in the 24 hours because it'll literally be reading. I'm gonna read chapters from here this morning. And then I have Sunkissed, which is the book I'm currently reading. I'm not even that far into it, honestly, so I don't really have that much of an advantage, but I'm hoping, I'm positive I'm going to finish this one today. So that's that. I also have The Ruthless Elimination of Hurry in case I'm wanting out of like the fictional world and I'm wanting like a self-help kind of book. I'll do this one. I'm halfway through this one. It's so good. And then these are my options, okay? I have an audiobook because in case, like, for example, on the ride, I get a little car sick while reading. So for tomorrow, while we're driving to the beach, if I'm getting car sick while reading a physical book, I'll do an audiobook instead. So I'm counting that. But it will be an audiobook of Twilight that I got from the library. So we'll see. Hopefully I like it, because if I don't, then that's gonna be a really awful long car ride. So there's that. And then I have two other books that I'll just kind of, and I have other books on my shelf, but these are kind of the ones I'm thinking right now that I'll choose after Sunkissed. It's Hotel Nantucket by Ellen Hildebrand, I think. I got this from the library also, so I'm excited. That's why it's super shiny. And then I have this one, which would be a reread, but I've been wanting to annotate it. So, and I've never read it physical copy. I did an audiobook of it last summer and I loved it. So I really want to read it physically now and like remember some things that I forgot. So those are my other options. So that is everything that I will be attempting to read. Also, Twilight's not actually this big. There's a halfway mark and then it goes into like life and death or something like that. I'm not gonna read that. Anyways, so these are the books that we're gonna attempt, plus my Bible, but it's too big, it's over there. Anyways, so shall we? I'm gonna get ready so we can do this. Okay, it is currently 8:30. I am going to start the timer because I'm gonna turn on the audiobook. Let's go. I don't trust my reading speed, so I fear that I'm only gonna read one book in this 24-hour span, and that's nerve-wracking. Like, only one? What if I only read one? Some people read like 2 to 3. Ugh. Anyways, it's okay. It's good. We're good. We're good. I can do this. Okay, so I'm on chapter 14 of Sunkissed currently, and I totally thought that I would be like, I get to read all day long, yay! But I'm suddenly starting to be like, okay. It's like when somebody tells you to do something and you were about to do it, but because they told you to do it, now you don't want to do it. That's how I feel. Or that's how I was feeling. I'm getting out of it now. Now I'm enjoying myself a little bit. But at first it took me, like, I was like, because I have to do this, I suddenly feel like I don't want to because it's part of something. You know what I mean? Anyways, we are currently have 21 hours left. So that's exciting. 21 hours seems very daunting, but for some reason, like, sorry about the dogs. For some reason, just like seeing the timer somehow makes me feel less daunted. Daunted? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Anyways, so yeah, 21 hours and 50 minutes to go. So more like 22 hours, but you know. Anyways, that's that. Let's do this. Oh, also, I think I'm gonna go swimming in a little bit, but I'm gonna read in the pool. And if I like stop reading to like swim for a little bit, then I'll pause the timer. But I don't want to swim for too much because I want to just be able to keep the timer going and continue to read. But I think that change of scenery might be nice, so we're gonna give that a try. Okay guys, so I just showered and I'm listening to the audiobook for Twilight. It's so funny. Like, it shouldn't be funny because it's supposed to be serious and it's supposed to be like, you know, not funny, but I'm reading it and I'm trying not to laugh at Bella. She is so obsessed with Edward. It's weird. It's a little weird, and I almost want to be like, girl, get over it. Like, just, you're being weird. But it's okay, because I mean, I watched all the movies, so I'm really just reading these books for fun and like kind of trying to just enjoy it, but it's definitely weird. And I feel like in the movies, maybe it's because you can't hear her internal dialogue, you don't really see her as that weird. Like, it's kind of left to your imagination, but because you're hearing her thoughts and hearing what she thinks about him and like how she just can't stop staring at him, like, it's just weird. So we'll see. I feel like just when I start, I'm jumping in between books, so now we're talking about Sunkissed. I feel like every time I start liking the book, something happens that makes me upset and not like it anymore. You know what I mean? And I can't say what they are because then I'm spoiling the book for you, but just know that there's parts in this book that just, it feels like it's falling into like that cute rom-com stories that we all love, and then suddenly it's like those annoying ones where you're like, why can't we just be happy yet? Why can't you just say how you feel? Like, this is getting annoying. So I don't know, at this point the characters are like already like in love or whatever, but there's just other elements that aren't complete and not happy, and it's making me upset. So I don't know. I'm on page 263, so that's chapter 32, and I think this book is like 307 pages. So I'm honestly thinking if they wouldn't have done this last little climax part in this book, this could have been like a really, really good book for me. But I don't know why this is making me so mad right now. Like, I just feel like they keep throwing things at me and I'm so sick of it, which is not even that big of a deal. Some people might love this little extra, like, but I'm not. I'm just not happy with it. And I think I was like, I'm just so done. I want this book to be over with because that was ridiculous for them to do that to me. Maybe I'm being dramatic, you know, that's very likely, but I just feel, and I wish I could just say what it is, but I don't want to spoil it for you. I just think it's so unnecessary what they're doing. I think they should just not have done it. I feel like you already had your climax of the story, it already happened, and then it resolved, and then you just had to bring up a last little like issue. But this issue is making me not like a certain character. Is having me not like Brooks, which is the boy. Because I feel like he shouldn't have done that. But it's also like, how can you blame him? I don't even know how I feel. I'm just so mad. And I just want it to be resolved, and I want it to be fixed. And if it's not resolved the way in my head it needs to be resolved, I'm gonna have a problem, and this rating is gonna be very low. But I have a feeling it's gonna be resolved the way I want it to be. So So far I'm sitting at like a, I was at like a 3.5. It could become a 4, but only if it ends right, you know? Okay, I think I'm liking it again. I think I was a little dramatic earlier. That was just my reactions from what was going on. It's not a 5 stars, but I'm liking it. Well, I finished it, and I'm just gonna give my review now. I'm giving this one a 4 stars because it was good, but I also feel like it wasn't 5-star to the point where like, oh my gosh, the whole time, like I'm giddy, kicking my feet, I'm loving it. You know what I mean? Like it was good, but I felt like sometimes I was disappointed, as you just saw. But not only that, I feel like there was other moments where I felt like it was a little slow, especially in the beginning. But it was still good. So 4 stars. I liked it, and I would definitely recommend. The 2 people in love were just so cute, and it was such a happy ending, and I really liked the way it ended. It kind of gives you that like hope for their future, and it's not, and you kind of just like, you don't know what's gonna happen for them, but you get an idea where their life could go. So that's really sweet. Also, the setting was like a family camp, like it was like a summer camp kind of thing, and that was like just so perfect. I wish I was reading it while camping. That would have been like the perfect setting for this book, but it was just so good, and I really loved it. So yeah. Okay, I've been sitting here trying to figure out what I want to read. I was gonna do this one, but the more I sit here and I look over at it, I don't really think it's the book I'm in the mood for, so we're saying no. This one's a reread for me if I read it, but I would also be annotating it, and I don't know if now that where it's already 4:03, if I start doing a reread now and I start getting tired, am I gonna be bored? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Should I just stick with Twilight and try to finish Twilight? But I feel like if I start Twilight, I won't finish multiple books in this challenge, you know? Okay. And then I also have book 2 in the, I don't know what the series is called, Renegades? Yeah, the Renegades trilogy, which I feel like I'm kind of in a mood for this. I feel like I'm kind of wanting some suspense. Barnes & Noble. By the way, guys, I was getting this book on Amazon, and then Amazon just stopped selling it. Ow, I just hit myself in the face. Anyways, Amazon stopped selling it, so I ended up getting it at Barnes & Noble. But love Barnes & Noble, but sometimes my bank account doesn't, so it causes some issues. Anyways, also I love that this book series does like the cast of characters, so like you get to know all the superheroes and all the supervillains, and it like gives you a short description of like their powers or whatever. Really great. Anyways, and I've been wanting to finish this series forever, so maybe I should just start book 2, especially before I forget what happened in book 1, because I read book 1, I reread book 1 at the beginning of this year, because I started this series once before, like 2 years ago, and I never finished it. I literally just got through book 1 and started book 2. So I think it's about time. I think we're gonna do this one. How long is this book though? It is 471 pages. Exciting. Also, I was wrong. It was not this book that Amazon didn't have. Amazon has this one. Amazon didn't have the 3rd book. So the 3rd book, Supernova, is the one that I just got from Barnes & Noble. But I also got this one from Barnes & Noble because, you know, I don't know why. I think it's because I was at Barnes & Noble and I couldn't help myself. Guys, I've been reading for like 20 minutes and I didn't push play on the timer. Push play. Is that even the right word? Resume on the timer. Now what do I do? That's actually very annoying. it. You've been supporting me this whole time. Made it to 12 hours and 43 minutes left, which my goal for today was to at least see the 12 in the hour spot before bed, and it's only 9:13. I just took a little break from reading because I'm getting tired, guys. I'm getting very tired. So I'm gonna get ready for bed, wash my face, get some PJs on, clear off my bed from all the extra books that are here, and probably start listening to my audiobook while I do that. There was a gnat on me. Disgusting. Disgusting. Okay, let's just pretend we're having a sleepover right now and we're chatting, because I'm actually very impressed with Twilight. And I never thought I would have ever said that. I'm like 100 and something pages in, but it's still at the point where you're very much like, if you're watching the movie, like, it's still early on in the movie. I feel like, I don't know, maybe because I've seen the movie so many times, but it's different than the movie too. There's a lot of differences that are really cool. Also, sorry if I sound funny. I have a retainer in, so sleepover vibes. Anyways, that was supposed to be a peace sign. Anyways, I'm actually really liking it, and I think I'm gonna take this one with me to the beach. Day 2. I'm so tired. I don't want to be up right now. It's like 7 something. I'm just audio reading the Bible from the Bible app right now, and I'm just gonna do that until later, because I feel like I have a rule where I don't read anything before I read the Bible or get the word of God in me. So I figured doing the Bible audio would be nice, because I want to start right away. So I'm just listening to, I think, Luke 6. And yeah, that's that. And then I'll probably actually get out my physical Bible, but while I get ready and whatever, I want to read the Bible. So that's that. I'm tired. I look like a mess. I apologize. Let's take this vlog to the beach. Hello. I feel like every time I film, my hair's wet, or I just woke up, or something along those lines has happened. But anyways, I finished the 24-hour reading challenge. I finished it yesterday on the drive home from the beach, and these are the books I'm going to talk about. Well, wait. These are the books I'm going to talk about. So as you know, I finished Sunkissed by Casey West, and I'm pretty sure I already reviewed this one on here right after I finished it, so I'm not going to talk about it again. But it was so good, so cute. I loved it. Anyways, that's that. Then I also, to keep track of how much I read in the 24 hours, this one I was less than halfway through, and then I started this one by Marissa Meyer, and I'm only on I'm only to chapter 6 in this one, but this was the last one that I did. So the last book that I read was Twilight by Stephenie Meyer, right? Yeah. Which also, she's one of my favorite books she's written. The Host, I don't know if any of you guys have heard of it. I think that was probably one of the first books that also pushed me into this whole Bookstagram, Booktube things. So anyways, you guys can thank her for that. But I was thinking about this book and my thoughts on it, because at the time when I read The Host, it was a 5-star read for me. I don't know what I would rate it now. I kind of want to reread it now that it's been a few years and I've read so many different books, and I know that my opinion has changed. But anyways, this one, Twilight. Let's talk, okay? I never ever thought I would be sitting here holding this book up and reviewing it, because I never ever thought I was ever gonna read it. I've watched the movies when I was younger, not that much younger, like maybe 4 years ago, 5 years ago, I don't know. Anyways, it's been a while. And then I rewatched the movies and I was like, okay, yeah. So now that I read the book, I'm giving it a 3 stars. I think 3 stars is fair. I think 3 stars is like, it's good, you can read it. I don't think it's everybody's cup of tea. I definitely don't think it's everybody's book type at all. But I think you have to be in the right headspace for it if you're anything like me. The whole like vampire thing was just weird to me at first, and I think Bella's kind of she's obsessed, like very obsessed with Edward, and it's very weird. Like you see, like there's like when you're reading like a regular romance, okay, of like Sunkissed, and it's like, oh, she has a crush on him, ooh, he makes her giddy. But this is like a whole other level of fantasized like it's obsession. It's pure obsession, and it's so weird. I don't think 13-year-old girls should be reading Twilight, that's for sure, just because I think it gives poor, like, this, you shouldn't be that obsessing much over a guy. Like that's extreme, you know. So anyways, that's my thoughts on that part. Edward also, red flag for real, just a major red flag. I'm like, there was some points that I was like, okay, yeah, sure, that was sweet, okay, yeah, like that, he's right, you know, Bella, why do you want to be a vampire? Live your life. But his mood swings, ick. Extremely, just no. It was a no. I don't like it. I don't like the mood swings. I didn't like that he was like, would get angry or just like frustrated, even though it wasn't at her, but like you're still taking it out kind of on her. I just don't, if you're not in a good headspace, don't take it out on me, you know? So I don't know. I didn't really like him. Although the whole time I totally was picturing Robert Pattinson as Edward, so I think that was great casting, but I wasn't picturing Kristen Stewart as Bella when I was reading it, which was kind of nice, honestly. But yeah, Bella's just kind of dumb sometimes, and she's super clumsy. Like the clumsiness is like exaggerated so much to the point where it's like, girl, just what's wrong, you know? And then Edward was just so weird. I don't know, his whole thing, he was just awkward. Like, not awkward, the whole, okay, this is weird to say, well, the whole like, he's a vampire, he could literally eat her, just doesn't make up for a good plot line. Like, it was kind of gross. I was laughing. I don't think you're supposed to laugh while reading Twilight. I was laughing because I found it completely comical that this was happening, that she was obsessed over a man. Sorry about the baby crying in the background. She was obsessed over a man that could literally drink her blood and wanted to. I'm sorry. That's my thoughts on this. It was weird. Still a 3 stars. Spice level, I would say that there honestly wasn't really anything at all. I'd give this like a 0. But it was weird. It was weird, okay? This is weird. Am I gonna read New Moon? Absolutely. So that's that. Those are my thoughts. I read Twilight. That's interesting. Anyways, that's that. There's the books. Thank you for sticking through this 24-hour readathon. I actually enjoyed it, honestly. That was quite the experience. I read so much. I met my Goodreads goal also. Anyways, I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.